Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, I actually sat down and I was like, I'm gonna do a full face talk through tutorial, and I did all the steps in my foundation and my concealer and my brows. And then I was just like, you know what, I feel like I do that every single makeup video, and like, you guys don't need to see it every single time. I feel like my videos are like 14-15 minutes long, and it's always like an endless amount of just like me blending out my foundation. So we're gonna skip that today, and we're gonna just do the eyeshadow. Now I know that this palette is a little bit of old news, but I haven't played with it on camera yet, and it has the perfect arrangement of shades for summertime. So I was like, you know what, we're approaching summer. Well, I live in Arizona, girl, it's summer, okay? But I just thought this would be a really good palette to use to do a summer look. I have honestly no idea what I'm gonna do. We are gonna play with the Urban Decay Alice Through the Looking Glass palette. Like I said, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Knowing me, it's probably gonna be some sort of like warm tone, bronzy, summery, sunsetty vibe. Whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to see my mirror. Sorry, not sorry. The girl needs her mirror, okay? So I already primed with some concealer. Just gonna make sure I don't have any lines. And then I'm going to go in with the Laura Geller Balance and Brighten Powder and a Sigma F80 Kabuki brush. And I'm just going to set that concealer. You don't have to be fancy schmancy about this. It's just literally setting it to prep for the shadow. Alright, so I'm going to go in with a Sephora Pro Featherweight Crease brush. This is the number 38. This brush is the bomb, and I'm going to go in with the shade Reflection right here. This is just going to be a transition shade. Then I'm just going to clean off this brush just using, this is from Ulta, it's just a little shadow switching pan. It's awesome. Alright, so I'm going to go in with this warm light brown. The shade is called Dormouse. And I'm actually going to place that in the same place I put my transition color. So all through my crease. I'm just going to kind of feather it in the outer corner. Just a little bit. I'm actually normally not a huge fan of Urban Decay shadows, but these are just so good. I remember when the second Naked palette came out, and I was like, I need it, I need it, I need it. I didn't have the first one yet, but the second one was the newest one, and I wanted it. I loved the colors in it, and I was like, yes please, and I couldn't afford it. I was super young and pregnant, and I just couldn't afford it, and I saved up my money and I bought it. And I used it every single time I did my makeup. But then as I started progressing into makeup and buying more makeup and getting gifted makeup, etc., etc., I just don't touch my Naked palettes ever. Ever. But these are just so good. Like, they're just so blendable and so beautiful, and the colors are stunning, and they're all super pigmented. Like, it almost shocks you in the way that the Modern Renaissance palette shocks you when you go to, like, even when you dip your brush, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of pigment. Let's get some of that off of there. And I'm still diehard for the Modern Renaissance palette. I talked about that. Gosh, it's almost been a year since I talked about that, but like, that's my go-to #1 all-time favorite palette. I use it almost every single day, and as I'm sitting here doing my makeup, I'm like, these are kind of comparable. They don't feel as creamy when you like touch them or when you dip your brush, but as far as blendability goes, it's honestly, they're pretty close. Okay, we're gonna go into the shade Chessboard. It's just kind of a darker, little bit cooler brown. And we're really just gonna focus this guy on the outer corner. and I'm not even getting like a ton of fallout or anything. I'm going to go in with a MAC 242 brush, and I'm going to use the shade Salazin Grum. It's kind of a warm tone red brown shimmer. I'm going to actually use a touch of Smashbox primer water to wet the product. And we're just going to put that on the center of the lid. I hope you guys can see how truly pigmented these are. It is kind of insane, and I'm getting almost no fallout. I'm actually going to go in with a Morphe R43 now, and the shade Paradox, which is this shimmery orange, and this is going to go right in that inner, not quite inner corner, but inner lid. And again, I'm going to see how this applies without any setting spray or anything like that. Yeah, for this shade we're definitely going to need some setting spray. Maybe it's just a brush. Alright, I just picked it up on the MAC 242. Let's see if it applies any differently. Not really. I'm going to go ahead and wet the product. That is beautiful. And then I'm just going to grab that Sephora number 38 brush and dip into chessboard one more time and blend that in as well. I'm going to go in, I think, with Royal Flush right down here and use that to highlight the brow bone and the inner corner. Alright, I'm going to go in with some liner, I think. Yeah. Okay, now that we've got our winged liner on, what do I want to do for the lower lash line? So I think I'm going to go in with Heads Will Roll, which is this kind of tealish color, and I'm just going to use that on my lower lash line. And for that I'm going to go in with a Luxie 229 tapered blending brush, and this guy is so bomb for exactly this purpose. I'm just going to put that right along the lower lash line. And then using that same brush after cleaning it, I'm actually going to take chessboard and do the outer portion and blend it in with that like turquoisey shade. And then I'm actually going to grab my 242 brush one more time, and we're going to dip back into Paradox and put that right. I'm going to go in with my Kabuki brush one more time and just make sure I clear out any fallout. I am going to take just a black liner from Smashbox. This is the Limitless eyeliner in the shade Onyx, and I'm going to line my lower lash line. I'm going to finish the rest of my face, throw on some lashes, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I finished up the eyes. I added some lashes. These are just some Ardell lashes. What are they? These are the Black 600 lashes. I'm pretty pleased with how this look turned out. I'm not sure I would do the turquoise underneath again, but I'm not mad at it. It's honestly so good to be back and I'm excited to edit. I'm not gonna ramble. I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed filming it. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.